their trust inside this woman. What's her name? Lizzie, right? Even though she is World Economical Forum, which everybody knew. But then people, that's what I mean, like you said, people see things come together, but they don't really see it come together. And if we understand left wing, right wing, same wing, it didn't matter whether Boris stayed or Boris went, but Boris had to go because he played the Joker. And then they have to bring this woman in. But then they bring this woman in, and then her new Sunak, the man in charge of the money, the black man, right? His name, it just sounds so much like Kwasi Koto. It's unreal. And then the joke is, Boris already mentioned Kwasi Koto. But then who's to say he wasn't talking about Kwazet Kotel? Because that's what this man's name is. But look how close that is to Kwasi Koto. Can you see what I mean? And it just makes you think, It like you read in the book, innit? You like they can't just be there by accident. Where'd they get this man from? Innit?
He's been there. He's been there in the background. But now she's in charge. She put him in charge. Because them two go back a long way, apparently.
Well, he's been on a team long time.
They're two good friends. Yeah.
Well, both of them going to fuck up the country. Exactly how they instructed to do. Because you have to keep going, innit? Because when you understand no government is there in your interest, right now they have that agenda to push. And where they pushing their agenda 2030, the plan continue. But you can't have the Joker man tell you. Because remember with Boris, he was stuttering a bit. He not that he was stuttering, but you know what I'm saying, innit? He's stuttering for the people.
Well, Boris was the best they had.
Well, I think...
And now he gone. This girl is in. Yeah? So we couldn't really expect anything if Boris was the best we had. And now she come in, you can see when they say Boris was the best they had. And Boris was a buffoon.
Yeah, but Boris wasn't really a buffoon. See, Boris was the best they had because Boris is a Jew, Boris is an elite, and Boris knows how to play. Boris was the best they had because of his status. Boris speaks some language. Even I got to look at. I have to double check.
This girl here, she can like the blonde in the blonde joke with the aeroplane. Remember that one I tell you?
Yeah, but that's the mentality, really, though.
Of a blonde. Well,
not just blonde.
Well, she is that way.
She
is that way because when they ask her questions, all she talk about is the narrative.
Yes, because that's all she allowed to.
Well, she can't talk about it now.
No. And this is where she's not in charge.
And what?
Do you see what I mean? This is where she's not in charge.
Well, she's not in charge.
Because if she was in charge, she could speak.
She's not in charge.
She could speak.
Because when she did speak, she fucked up the country. So now she can't move until she talk to the rest of the people there. No, they won't allow her to do anything until she refer back to the people.
Well, because I believe, right, her move right now, her purpose, her only purpose to be right where she is right now, right, is because we at that 36-month war. It ends this month, October, right? I think it's the 19th of this month.
Oh, what's me?
No, nothing to do with Russia. The whole war against the people. It started in 2019, October. Mm-hmm. And now when we get to 2022, October on the 19th, it would have been exactly 3 years from when they originally tell us about COVID is out there killing.
Right.
So now they run their 36-month war against the people, which was the vaccine war.
Uh-huh.
Now they have to move with a chessboard because they're working with Agenda 2030. So the next move now is to crash up the economy because we have to move in now because Queenie take out. So now we move into the 5th phase because we was already in the 4th phase of the economy crash.
Oh, you know the watch call is coming out.
So this woman creating the 5th crash.
You know the new 50 pence is coming out.
Well, I hear they doing a little special. We ain't gonna last long. You ain't gonna last long because they need to take out the currency. And this is where this woman, she gonna help them. Because what happened now, see how she go fuck up the pound straight away? That's part of crash the economy. Straight away, she just made our buying ability 50% less.
Well, it's bounced back now.
50% less.
Well, she's had to backtrack, innit?
Yeah, but she can't really backtrack much because she already fuck up everything. Like she designed to do.
Well, this law that she passed about giving the rich no tax was supposed to kick in August. But she scrapped it. And they wasn't going to give the people on the door more money. But they backtrack on that now and they're going to give people more money on the door. Yeah. And everything that's happened is exactly what Sunak said would happen if she go down that road. And they're complaining now that they wanted Sunak to get in, but because of politics, she get it.
Well,
they're not happy with her. And there's rumors that she'll be out by Christmas.
Well, that's new rumor for me, but
yes,
I always thought, to be honest,
they
right,
because they say
Sunak,
she's fucked up. She's fucked
I
up.
always said they should have put Sunak there because I thought they were going to put Sunak there because he would have been a perfect chess player. And the reason why he's a perfect chess player, see, because he have money. He don't need the job. This woman, that's what I mean. She only spitting what she allowed to spit, you know, because she need the money. So she ain't going to go against nothing, and she pushing the agenda. I notice how she all about this fracking. She want to go fuck up Britain, you know. What? You know, they go blow up flipping Russia's pipeline. You hear about that? You hear about that? 1 minute we tell about Russia. See how we try to create the situation, bully up Russia.
The pipeline, they blow up the pipeline.
Yeah, but it was the Americans blow up.
Wow, well.
Americans blow up because if you think about it, right, Russia could have turned off their gas supply if they want to fucking turn it off for you, yeah? They had the buttons. They could have turned it off. They don't need to blow up their own gas supply. They could have just shut it down.
Yes, but then...
And I would have cut it off.
Yes, but then they couldn't turn it on this way. They didn't do it.
You know? It wasn't Russia.
You know?
It would make no sense for Russia to do that. It only makes sense on the mainstream media why Russia would do that. You know?
Well...
But on the board, it don't make no sense for Russia.
Well... And I talk to people, and they say, well, who do you think did it?
America.
And everybody's saying they don't know.
I reckon it was America.
They're going to investigate, and they're going to look,
You know why I think it's America? Because remember I told you that video before, when the man explained about years ago, Putin was building up his own supply. So he could basically come away from them proper, you know, and have his own setup, which he now has years later. Right, so now he have his own supply. They already banned fracking everywhere, right? So that's all I got to do now because America, see, Russia was the king in this, right? So America have all this supply of gas, same way like Britain, and they can't really sell it because in the market they're not the king. Because Russia, like I said to you, past 10 years they've been building up.
Well, you know, from all the interviews I've seen on the news, because I talk to everybody. Not everybody is part of the plan.
Well, no.
Because the things they're coming out with, they're not part of the plan. They're not part of the plan. Why this woman has had to retract all the stuff she said in her mini budget. She's had to retract on 2. So now the reporters are saying, well, how many other things are you going to backtrack on? And because she's had to backtrack, they're now starting to doubt her credibility because she's making laws and then 2 weeks later, she got to backtrack on it. So now they say, well, she's incompetent.
Yeah, you have to laugh at the boards, man.
Well, this
you
is
have to laugh.
So now
you know I laugh?
So now they're saying, the way she's carrying on, she'd be out by Christmas.
But it's not like she's doing a perfect job to me.
Oh, yeah.
But what I mean by perfect job, see, because...
When they talk to her...
No, but why is she doing a perfect job, see, is because right now, it's more important on a larger scale to make all the main 6 countries, being America as well, one of them, perfect example, Biden, right? It's more important right now to make whoever's running these countries look incompetent because they want a one world governance. So it's important now to let the people start lose confidence in their governance. Can you see what I mean?
All they're talking about is looking after the small man. And apparently on the votes, Labour is 33% ahead of Conservative in the votes. And the main conservative people, the people in the backbenches, the higher up ones, like, because what's causing the backbench now? Boris, he now goes to the backbench. And they said there's big people in the Conservative Party in the backbench. They have a whole heap of them have clout. When they speak, the Prime Minister has to take note. And Chushi knew. They're saying, well, no, the way she's carrying on, come the next election, Conservative won't get a vote. So
yeah, but votes don't matter.
Well,
and that's what I mean. All about making them look incompetent.
When they ask the people on the street, people are saying, well, they ain't gonna vote for Conservative because Conservatives don't know what they're doing.
Well, if people had any sense, right? You know what I do?
What?
1 year, I just would, but I wouldn't vote at all, right? Don't vote at all, and then see what they tell you.
But if you don't
about how they're gonna tell you about all this,
you
know, because all the votes is rigged.
If nobody votes, then it stays the same.
You know, all the votes is rigged. Yeah, but if nobody votes, they still tell you people vote, and that's the joke, and that's where people would know that they're being lied to. Because your votes don't matter. It never mattered ever. Well, any vote.
This pushback that we need is in the government too.
You know?
There's people in the government that think exactly the same way you think.
Yeah, but they're not the ones in power. They're not the ones being put in the right spot.
No, that's right. But they're still getting interviewed by the BBC because they still got.
Yeah, but they're being interviewed by the BBC. Who's 322 Skull and Bones?
Well, you say that, but
you know, anyone that get interviewed on BBC, they get vetted. You can't just go on there and spit what you want.
No, but they do.
Because no, they can't.
It's on the hoof.
You know?
It's on the hoof. Because she backtrack in the morning, and then they start asking people from Labour, people from Conservative, other people in the party what they think. And some of them are still spitting what this woman's saying. Others are saying, well, they're glad that she changed because that's not the way we want to go. And they didn't agree with it in the first place. The Labour Party is saying that, well, the whole of them should go. The whole of the Conservative Party should go. And so yeah, there is people who are not part of that's in government, and they're pretty high up too. Yeah, but then the people who are pulling the strings are higher up again. Yeah, but the only way they can get to pull the strings is to be in power.
Yeah, by having certain people in the right positions.
Right. Well, the way things are going, they won't have no power.
You know, they need certain people in the right position.
Yeah. And
in Britain, to be honest, you don't need to buy that many people. In America, you need to buy 550 people, and you can own the whole of America. So how many people you got to own in Britain when Britain just a little splash of America? That means you don't need to buy many people, and that's why I always swore it would have been Sunak, see, because he don't need to be bought. You know, he don't need to be bought. And right now, whatever she's doing, from what you've told me, because I don't watch BBC.
I get this off Sky. I don't watch BBC. This is off Sky Television.
No, but you said thing run through BBC, but I don't watch BBC. But from what you said to me, it sounds like they're doing what they're doing everywhere else. They're trying to make all governments look incompetent.
Well, there's governments out there that are not with the.
You know, because in Australia, did you know they've done a vote in Australia, right? And they would rig the votes, and everybody know they fucking rigged the votes, and they still put who they want in power.
But Australia, on the world scheme, ain't nowhere.
Well, they running like freaking Canada right now.
Canada ain't nowhere. Canada is just Canada.
No, but they are though. See, you don't realize how important those two countries are.
They're part of the
right
Commonwealth,
now.
But on the wider scale of things, like Brazil and Chile and Thailand, and they come in with a different objective again.
Yeah, but then this is where you're talking BRICS, because BRICS is the opposition. BRICS is Brazil, India, Canada. No, Brazil, India, China. What's BRICS? Brazil, India, China. I can't think of the other one is. South Africa. Yeah. You know, and Russia. Russia. That's who BRICS is. You know, and these is the countries you gotta watch, because no, they're not looking for this agenda. They're looking for their own power. you know, to come away from this, us.
Do you know
our
South Africans don't class themselves as African?
No.
Which is the elite are pulling the strings. There's enough pushback. There's enough pushback.
Well, yeah, there's enough pushback, but you need to push back in the right areas.
Well, there's pushback in the right areas.
You know?
Yes.
Because right now, Britain announcing 5th jab, that mean ain't nothing slowing down for us.
Well.
You know? They talking about people losing their houses. That mean nothing slowing down for us.
Well, you know, we'll arrive to that bridge when it comes. Because at the end of the day, I ain't taking it.
Well,
so if they want to hang me up in front of people and use me as an example, then so be it. But they ain't taking it. And who I feel for is my kids.
Because they're the ones they want for us. Really, that's who they want for the real
I'm
world.
Coming to the end of my life. They've got all their life in front of them. And they've got to be...
Right? And decide that they jabbed enough people and they're going to stop. Because there's so many doctors now, right? It's a bit stupid, right? How can we be, right? Like I said to you, 3 years from initial, we have something, yeah? Then the past 2 years, you have doctors outside of their net, but enough doctors with qualified info, right? Telling everybody in their own versions, don't take this shit.
Well, this is what I'm saying. It's
right? Can you see what I mean? Don't take it.
It's pushback.
Right? And they still pushing it. And this is what will make me think at some point there have to be the line in the sand where you can no longer suppress that info. Can you see what I mean? No, it's true. At the end of the day, you start jabbing people, right? People start dropping dead. How long can we keep the lid on this? How long can we say that we don't know how you died? You know, how long can people just start suddenly dropping dead?
Like, millions of people have died.
Yeah, but how long can it go on before a line after draw where all this information that is being suppressed suddenly does come to the surface? Because there's only so long you can really hold down on that. Because like you said, you know, there is a lot of pushback when it comes to don't want it. You know, there's a lot of pushback to that. But at the same time, on the other hand, they're still pushing hard. Well, you know, talk about 5th jab. Where are you going with your 5th jab?
If they know they're pushing